Namaste, Hamisha Khush Raho Bitiya. My name is Manisha Singh. Today I am teaching you History of Quality Management in Food Transportation. Now let's start with the topic. The history of quality management can be traced all the way back to the Middle Ages. Work completed by the journeymen and apprentices were evaluated and inspected by the skilled worker to ensure the quality standards were met in all aspects of the finished product, ensuring satisfaction to the buyer. And while the history of quality management has gone through a number of changes since that time, the end goal is still the same. It was during the 1920s when quality management systems, as we know them today, started to surface, while the focus of quality management was still on the end product, and it was the first time that statistical theory was applied to the product quality control. The product quality control was determined through the inspections, and this involved the measuring, examining, and testing the product's processes and services against specific requirements to ensure that each element adhered to set standards and guidelines. This algorithm worked for quite some times, and over time, however, businesses began to grow and expand. More and more products were manufactured throughout the day. Companies started to experience difficulties in following through with quality control standards. It became evident that there was a great need for change and development. Change and development was brought forth during the 1940s by industry leaders and experts like Deming, Dodge, Juran, and Roming, and this would be the beginning of the total quality management as we know it today. Then inspections were now carried out by production personnel, and they were responsible for inspections during a specific production intervals. This would change the focus from simply inspecting the end product to actually preventing end product problems through early detection on the production line. It was also during the 1940s that Japan catch wind of total quality management. At the time, Japanese products were considered poor quality imitations. And hearing about the success of quality management in the West, Japan employed the assistance of quality management experts like Deming and Juren. Little did the Western culture know at that time, Japan would soon push the envelope and set new standards in total quality management. During the first International Quality Management Conference in 1969, Fingbaum would first use the phrase total quality management, and Feigenbaum, however, would not meet the depth of the understanding of the term that Japanese attendee and speakers Ishikawa would. Ishikawa would indicate during the conference that TQM should apply to all the employees within the organization, from the workers to the head management. The Western culture would soon catch up, however, by the 1980s. The Western culture would take notice of Japan's success and start to set and adhere to the higher total quality management guidelines. At this time, however, it was unclear as to what exactly TQM involved. The US government would soon be the responsible for making those guidelines and standards clear with the development of the Malcolm Baldrige Award, an award that could be won by the businesses that exhibited quality management excellence. Other countries like Europe would follow in the United States footsteps and develop similar awards. Today, companies all over the globe compete for the hundreds of excellence awards now given. The purpose of quality management, however, still remains the same as it has all through history, to ensure that customers receives an excellent quality product. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. If you have any query, please mention it in a comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching this video.